Hello, all my fellow knights, Vikings, Samurai, and Woolen. My name is Nebula, and today, yes, you read the title. This one's a little bit different. I'm giving you an idea of how the Fanatics Paw Patrol Discord server works. Okay, now some people may be a little bit confused as to how it works in a way, but it's actually kind of simple when you realize what you need to do and everything, or what happens once you verify in that. Now, I want to make it clear that two things. One, I am not being asked to do this video to promote the server. This is under my own fruition. I'm doing this just because A, it would be interesting to do, and B, it would probably help the server. And two, some information I'm not going to be able to share with you due to like certain things that aren't really allowed to be mentioned until you reach a certain level. Okay. But I'll get to that in a minute. So starting off, this is how Fanatics works. Okay. You verify basically. Like once you get the link to the server, you'll be put into a verify stage, okay? Where you get asked five simple questions. Where did you get the link from? How old are you? How long have you been a fan? Can you name five characters? And have you read the rules? Okay. Now the reason you get asked if you know five characters is because we have to prove that you actually are a fan of the show and not just someone who's going to mess up the server. And even if you are a fan of the show, you have to show or tell everyone where you actually got the link for the server from, whether it's from my channel or Team Cheaters or some person here's, or got it off of a link from maybe someone else in the server, something like that. You need to make sure you state it clearly. And the thing about reading the rules is because you will have to know the rules because you will be asked a question over of myself or any of the other members of the staff team, and you need to basically know that rule because you need to like you'll be asked what is rule 15, what's 16, or what's 12, 9, what is 17. You know what I mean? You basically just need to know the rules and have to be able to answer that question. And once you get past verify, once we deem you necessary and okay to enter the server, you get past the stage and basically you're allowed into all the basic chats like generals and media and stuff. You have to make sure you go into your roles to like certain ones that you want. And also if you also have another like language and English is not your first language, then there's international language for you. There's also chats for each of these separate pups, and to make it very clear, you can only talk about that specific pup in that chat. That's what it's for. Now, obviously, group pup chats like the Rough Pack and Talkinella chat, you can talk about both. And the only real exception, if you're not talking about that specific pup in that chat, would only be due to if you're mentioning them together, like you're mentioning in the Everest chat, okay? You mentioned CI, but you mention how they're like siblings or something like that, or how they're good friends or something like that. It's okay to mention that as long as you are still making sure you're talking about that pup in it. All right, that's the basic things. Now, the level system. So you may have noticed that when you look at someone's profile, like myself or Blizzwolves or anyone else really, that they have like a bunch of things that say like Wavemaster Zuma, Slope Shredder Everest, Officer Chased, Rock and Rocky or something like that, and Supreme Guardian. Basically, once you reach a certain level in that server, you can, what's it called? You get access to a new set of chats. Now, due to rules, you cannot say what is said in these chats in any other channels. The only way you're allowed to see these chats is when you reach that certain level, okay? Or if you are a moderator or staff member. Um, Basically, these chats are for a certain thing, and basically, Supreme Guardian's the final, like, sort of group things that you unlock, where you unlock the actual rank Supreme Guardian, slash VIP, and XP Master. You receive those, like, things to indicate that you have been in the server this long to earn rank like that. It's very simple, really. Now, reminder again, you cannot mention anything in these chats in other chats. Like, for instance, you can't say what was said in Supreme Guardian chats to anyone from the Officer Chase chats, okay? Because they're not obviously of that rank, and that's not their place to be learning about discussions and that, what do you call it, chats, basically. Alright, that's very simple. Now we move on to now we move on to the other set of chats, which are more specific to a certain thing. You may notice that some members in the server have access to something called Trusted Pup, right? Now, Trusted Pup gets you access to something called the Trusted Group, alright? And this is something you can't earn by just being in the server and earning levels through like messaging or sending stuff, okay? You have to earn this from one of the members or staff themselves. Like they have to actually, we decide who earns Trusted Pup or not, okay? And basically we have to choose if you are worthy. Let's say worthy. It's a bit of a strong word, but when you're like necessary to have the trusted pup status, obviously you can't be anyone who has received like multiple warnings or has done some really silly things in the past, unless you redeem yourself by just showing that you are actually a person that deserves to be entrusted pup. Okay. Obviously, like I say, trusted pup stuff that is said in that chat cannot be mentioned in anything else, okay? Even if someone is Supreme Guardian, this is something else, even if someone is Supreme Guardian, that doesn't necessarily mean they are trusted pup, alright? Important note and reminder, you cannot say anything entrusted to the other chats. The whole point is that that's there for the trusted pup members only, right? Now, the final thing is where the staff discusses stuff. Now, I can't really tell you anything about this, okay? It's a basic rule. We say what we say in stuff, and it's where we discuss things, okay? I won't tell you anything about what's in that because that is only for the people who have deserved to reach that rank. Like myself, Chase, and Waffle, who have recently been made moderators, and that really covers all the chats and how the server works. I guess one more thing is, going through the current staff members to give you an idea of who's there. And just a quick thing I'm going to say now, okay? You be nice to us, we'll be nice to you. That's how it works, okay? If you're rude, then you're just not going to get any respect, alright? Treat us with respect, and we'll treat you with respect, alright? Now, the current members. Recently, myself and Chase and Soldier Waffle Pond, who we just call Waffle, okay, were recently trainees and the most recent moderator members, staff members, sorry, that were added, okay? Now, myself, Waffle, and Chase got training, sorry, and that we basically were taught how we can use things to keep the server intact. Well, not intact, sorry, but keep it safe, make sure there's nothing wrong with it, okay? And we basically learn everything there is to need to know. And now that we're official moderators, we can do anything a moderator can currently do, okay? Now, there is another moderator called Tachanka, right? He's not necessarily new, but as far as I'm aware, right, I haven't really been aware of them too much, and there's not much else to say. Just another moderator. I don't really know very much about him. That's all I can say though. But moving on, we have also we also have heads of things, and the first head that we have is a head moderator who is known as Queen Ink. Okay, now not really, but she's essentially the boss of myself, Waffle, Chase, and Tachanka, right? And before you ask why, she keeps an eye on what we do to make sure we're doing okay, right? She's also there to act as a moderator, but as the head moderator, she's the person you would go to if one of us is doing a bad job, or basically, like for instance, if one of us were to send awful DMs that weren't actually in the chats, that person would then go to her to, say, okay, this moderator's clearly not like being respectful enough to me, so can you sort something about it? So that's what essentially Ink does. And moving on, we have the admins. Now, some of you may know that there's certain things in the some users, mainly JK, Harley, Oang, and stuff that have like former moderators, basically, or admins really. They've become counsellors now, and as a note, they cannot reapply for staff. That's just a sort of simple thing. For admins, we have Glace, Tame, and Steve. And Steve is the head admin actually. He basically sorts all the commands and things. And then finally, we have the owner of the server, Mandan. Right, he's just watches over everything and does the stuff that all of us can do basically. And that's really it. Um, if any of the members of the team tell me I'm missing someone, please let me know. But anyways, that is all for now. Please leave a like and subscribe, and if you haven't already. And this is Nebula out. Hope you enjoyed this.